drone review. Trying to find a park somewhere in the neighborhood. Oh, this looks promising. Let me check it out. Let's see here. No good. Closed due to COVID. Okay, so let me just keep looking, and I'm sure I could find something shortly coming up. So today we're going to do a review on a Holystone HS100 drone with the help of Mr. Green. So first we have the controller, and on the controller you can see there's a button for home, on and off button, button to take off, left joystick, right joystick. You have a button here for to follow you, GPS mode, camera, and pictures. You have also here for your trim, and you have also for your speed. Excuse me, this picture over here, this lever over here is for the angle of your camera, that you can make it go all the way down, all the way up, and over here again is for your speed. Now my drone is a little bit different. I modified it a bit. You have a 3-in-1 FPV camera that I use, and I have this band over here. This band I have you. I'll show a picture of it at night, what it looks like. It's really cool. It's green, it blinks, and you have your camera here. You got your 4 propellers on here, and right now I just got a tie on there to tie it around. What this also does is that one thing about this drone is that when it falls or when it hits something, very easily this camera will fall off. But if you have this band on or something on there like that, even if it falls down and come out of the socket, it's not going to fall to the ground and you'll still have it. So let's go through some of the features. Now this is my second HS100, and I had another one before. I know it's hard to see with the light out here. When you first turn it on, you would have lights that were blinking, and what you had to do is that you had to rotate it to the right, and then you had to turn it vertically and rotate it as well. But for some reason, this one I have now, I don't have to rotate it at all. I just turn it on, and that's for the GPS mode also. It automatically just comes on, and I don't have to rotate it or anything. Okay, so the next few frames are videos that's actually coming from the camera that comes with the HS100. It's not too bad, pretty good quality, especially what you pay for. You can get this drone for about $85, maybe even cheaper, maybe $100 on eBay. Later on you'll see video from my FPV camera. Also, the camera wasn't that much, and I'm using Fat Shark goggles with it. One thing that is different is that the FPV camera will give me better real-time visual when I'm flying than when I'm using the camera that came with the drone. Okay, this right here, this is the FPV camera, and it actually does look a little bit clearer, as you see, and you can see it on top. One thing I found about this is that when I look back at the video here, the video is actually clearer than when I was looking at the video through the goggles. I can see a whole lot of lines in the goggles, but I don't see them here. And in one spot, I even was about to crash into the building because I couldn't see, but here it's pretty clear. Now, one thing about this drone, I like the follow me mode that it has on it. And I just recently found out that the following me mode, I was trying to get it to work and it didn't. You have to have your GPS on your phone. And when you have the GPS on your phone, it's following the GPS in your phone, not the controller. Another good thing about this drone is that it will come back to you if it's running dead on the batteries. Now you can see it a little fuzzy here. If the batteries are going dead, the drone will stay within a limit that it can respond to the transmitter. Even though I have this camera on it, I still don't go too far with it because I had another drone, as I said before, and what happened is that it got some type of interference and it just kept on going and it would not come back, even though there are supposed to be features on it that says it will return. But unfortunately, if you are next to a cell phone tower or something like that, then it will not come back. And if you saw it there just a few minutes ago, it looked like I was going to the wall. That's what I was talking about, that the goggles I could not see at all, but on here it's pretty clear. So let's see, another thing about this drone. It's pretty easy to fly. It's good for beginners. You can set in the app how far you want it to go, how high you want it to go, and it can pretty much stay in range. And I'm going to do another video later on about training for early beginning pilots. And I myself, I haven't been flying all that long, but I have a couple of drones and I fly them in the house, and I'll have another video on that as well. So as you can see, I'm coming down here for a landing. Oh, and one of the really good things I like about this drone is that you will get a 15-minute flight. If you actually, when I have my FPV camera on it, I sometimes will detach the camera that came with the drone, and I will actually get longer than 15 minutes. But it'll give you 15 minutes of flight. I have about 4 batteries, so I can be out there for an hour and just flying away, and it's really good for that. That's one of the reasons why I got this initially as well, because I didn't really like the drone that only gave you like 3 or 4 minutes, but this actually will give you 15 minutes as it says. Now this drone is not a racing drone. One thing about it is that you can't do flips with it. It will not go up vertically. You can't like stop the blades in the back and just have the blades in the front going and all that kind of stuff, flipping upside down. This is strictly if you just going straight. You can make some turns. It has some pretty good speed to it, but you can't really do any real acrobats with this drone. But if you want something, a starter, and you at a party, or you want to just take a video of really high and of your house or a park or something like that, I would say it's an excellent drone you can get. And again, for the price, it's really good. The features that you get the follow me, you get the camera that's pretty clear. It stays in range. You get it. It'll come back to you. You get the GPS as well. And speaking of GPS, one thing that I found on this camera is that when you have it in GPS mode and you're outside, it flies really good. When you don't have the GPS mode on, this drone will fly all over the place, and it's really bothersome. Now, there are ways you can do in the trim, but I find it to be a nuisance. And again, one thing about this drone that I do like is that when I'm using the goggles, as you can see here, and I have my FPV camera on it, if it is getting ready to die, and I have my, as you can see, my goggles, I can't see the blinking red lights on the drone, but what will happen is that the drone will automatically come back to me and it'll drop right in front of me when the batteries are dead. And if I don't notice that they're dying, if it gets too far from me and they're dying, and right, I believe that's actually what's happening right here. I think that it is coming down because of the battery dying. So overall, the drone is pretty good. I don't have any real complaints about it. It flies well. Like I said, you can get a pretty good picture. The price is definitely good, especially if you are new to this. Here's I changed the video now. This is a video of the camera on the drone, no longer the FPV. And okay, so here are the videos of the drone at night. As you can see, it's pretty cool. Got the white, blue, and green. This is the steady one I had. I thought I had a video up that has blinking lights, but I usually use a steady green light as well. So if you have any questions or comments, you can always just leave a question in the comment section. I definitely will get back to you and will answer. Alright? So that's all for now. Have a good one.